This recording will cover the introduction, the kidneys, the nephron, renal sinus, and the collecting duct. Introduction. The job of the urinary system is to remove urea from the blood. Urea is a waste product that is produced when foods containing protein such as meat, poultry, and certain vegetables are broken down or digested in the body. Urea is then carried in the bloodstream to the kidneys. The urinary system helps maintain a homeostasis by controlling the composition, volume, and pressure of the blood. The organs of elimination. The kidneys are only one of the various organs, together with the lungs, intestines, and skin, that participate in the elimination of waste. So follow the chart in your notes for the specific organ and what each will eliminate from the body. The urinary system. The organ is the kidney, and it's going to excrete nitrogen compounds, toxins, water, and electrolytes. The integumentary system. The organ would be the skin or sweat glands, and its excretion will be nitrogen compounds, water, and electrolytes. The respiratory system, the organs will be the lungs, and that's going to excrete carbon dioxide and water. The digestive system, the organs will be the intestines, and they are going to excrete digestive wastes and bile pigments. The kidneys are paired reddish organs. They are shaped like kidney beans. They are the size of a clenched fist and are retroperitoneal organs because they are posterior to the parietal peritoneum against the posterior wall of the abdominal cavity. Retro means behind. The location of the kidneys, they lie just above the waist between the parietal peritoneum and the posterior wall of the abdomen. They lie on either side of the vertebral columns between T12 and L3. They are partially protected by ribs 11 and 12. The concave medial border of the kidney faces the vertebral column. The hilum or hilus is located near the concave medial border. It is described as being a deep vertical cleft or slit. It allows for the following structures to pass: the renal vein, renal artery, the ureter, lymph vessels, and nerves. The root of the kidneys are the actual structures: the renal vein, the renal artery, the ureter, lymph vessels, and the nerves. The external anatomy of the kidney has 3 layers. Follow the chart in your notes. Important, you must know these, and you must know them in order. The name of the layer, the location, the composition, and the function. The renal capsule is the inner layer. It is smooth, transparent sheet of dense connective tissue. It serves to function as a barrier against trauma, and it helps maintain the shape of the kidney. The adipose capsule is the middle layer. Its composition is fatty tissue surrounding the renal capsule. Its function is to protect against trauma. It holds the kidney firmly in place within the abdominal cavity. The renal fascia. This is the outermost layer, and the composition of this layer is that it is a thin layer of dense connective tissue. The function of this is to anchor the kidneys to the surrounding structures and to the abdominal wall. The internal anatomy of the kidney has 2 distinct regions or layers. The first region is the renal cortex. Cortex means a rind or bark. The renal cortex is the superficial or outer reddish area, smooth textured area that extends from the renal capsule to the base of the renal pyramids. The second region is the renal medulla. Medulla means inner portion. So the renal medulla is a deep inner reddish-brown region, and it contains 8 to 18 cone-shaped structures called the renal or medulla pyramids. The renal or medullary pyramids have a striated appearance because they contain part of the nephron and the collecting ducts. Together, the renal cortex and the renal pyramids constitute the functional portion of the kidney. Within the functional portion are about 1 million microscopic structures called nephrons. These are the functional units of the kidney. The nephron. There are about 1 million nephrons per kidney. They are the functional units of the kidneys. It is where urine is formed. The nephron has two portions, the renal corpuscle and the renal tubules. The renal corpuscles are subdivided into two portions. The glomerulus, this is a capillary network. And the second portion of the renal corpuscle is the glomerular capsule, also known as Bowman's capsule. This is a double-walled epithelial cup that surrounds the glomerular capillaries, or the glomerulus. The renal tubules. This has three sections: the proximal convoluted tubule, the loop of Henle, and the distal convoluted tubule. The distal convoluted tubule will empty its contact into a single collecting duct. The collecting duct. This duct will collect the urine that has been formed within the nephron. It will drain urine into the minor calyces, which means a small cup, then drains it into the major calyces, a larger cup, which in turn will deliver the urine to the renal pelvis. The renal pelvis or renal sinus. This is a cavity in the center of the kidney. It is formed by the expanded proximal portion of the ureter. It lies within the kidney. The major calyces open up into the renal pelvis.